What up, YouTube? We back with another video, and this video is going to talk to y'all about are you really a product of your environment?
Yes, yes. How it's a
Um,
myth
yeah,
of you being a product of your environment.
yeah. So pretty much you're gonna, break it down and pretty much tell y'all what we experienced, what I've experienced personally of me moving to a different environment, and how it really helped me grow as a person and really level up my character. And I feel like it's very important for especially young men out there to like at least get started on self improvement, at least like start working on yourselves, because so this is our year, we gotta make the most out of it. So yeah, what's your thoughts about that? About being
Definitely.
like in a very bad environment? Like, what do you think the steps are to like get yourself out of that environment? Like, what do you think?
Yeah. Your first thing is the mindset definitely has to change towards, you have to be very aspirational to get out of the environment, because where we grew up at in Newark, New Jersey, it's one of the roughest places in America. At one
Yeah.
point, it was known as the murder capital of New Jersey. And, I could see how people could fall into like the gang life, and the
Mm-hmm.
violence of the environment.
Yeah.
But there has to be something inside you, you know, that tells you like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And because it's just a matter of time before you get caught up in something,
Mm-hmm.
without even like you were really intentionally to be in it. So yeah, I just think that's huge.
Yeah. I feel like a factor in it is like, especially the people you like hang around, or even like when it comes to, like family, stuck in a household and still have no ambition, no drive, but as I feel like end of the day, you just gotta turn your mindset to just wanna improve and just really just dive into that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's not gonna be easy, but that's how life is.
Mm-hmm.
Life's not supposed to be easy. Life is supposed to be hard,
Mm-hmm.
and you're supposed to just conquer, what you can, and just try to search for other ways to just improve.
Yeah, it's so true, because one thing about like with your environment, especially if you're like in a place that's miserable, misery loves company for a reason. So you're gonna be around other people that are miserable, and that they just want to keep you down. It's kind of like crabs in a bucket. Like
Mm-hmm.
you try to do something great for yourself, you're trying to do better for yourself. There's other people around you that's gonna be envious. They're gonna try to drag you back down to where they are. So it's very important to leave that situation and get yourself around other people that are positive thinking, aspirational, motivated to do something great with their lives, because they're really out there. You just have to surround yourself with them. And
Yeah.
you cannot not let your environment control you. You have to control your environment. It all comes down to self accountability and responsibility, and that's just the bottom line.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that because there's gonna be times that, let's say, you fully focus on yourself, trying to do habits for yourself, and pretty much you're not doing your past bad habits like you're supposed to, you used to be doing, and there's gonna be people that are used to doing those bad habits with you. That's gonna be like reaching out to you, but like, you let's do this and that, try to distract you from, what I'm saying, you growing as a person, as an individual, and it gets to like a lonely road until eventually people start connecting with you, or you start connecting with other people. You start socializing with people that's in your same mindset, same mentality.
You attract who you are.
Yeah, you start leveling up as a character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's huge. Like for me, while I was raised in Jersey, Newark, it was rough. It was rough. People were breaking into your cars. People that complain a lot and pretty much don't look for a lot of solutions. What I'm saying, they just find excuses and
Problem oriented.
yeah. So it was like, end of the day, I took it upon myself to like, yo, I gotta get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was like type scared, I was like, I didn't let that take over me, because if you let it take over you, you're just gonna be stagnant. You're gonna be stuck. Then you're gonna realize like 10, 15 years pass by and you're still in the same place. You know what I'm saying? It's within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta take that initiative.
And some of the motivating factors is like you just want to see your family do better. You want to see yourself do better. And you have to get yourself in a situation where you can give back to your family in a positive way. You have to break out of the cycle temporarily so you can give back eventually. You can't just stay in the same situation as everyone else, because you guys are just going to be stuck.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that just people should like get through their minds. It's like it all comes from within. It all comes from within, and yeah, you see some crazy things in your environment sometimes, but you not let that control your outcome. You always got to control the outcome.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, even if you got to move away with a friend, you know, you and your friend can, you know, have a plan to move to a different state where it's more prosperous, you know, more affordable. You
Yeah.
know, you're around more like,
Get uncomfortable, guys. Get uncomfortable.
you gotta take uncomfortable action. You gotta get comfortable with the unknown.
Yeah.
You gotta dive into the black hole, like head first, like boom.
Dive in that thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
sometimes that'll be the toughest decisions. Sometimes, most of the time, are the best decisions you ever make in your life. And I can attest to that. Going from Newark to North Carolina, one of the toughest decisions I ever made, moving away from family and everything. But it was a great decision at the same time because, you know, look where we are now. You know,
Yeah.
a great position right now. You know,
How long are you doing self-improvement for? Like reading books, things like that. Like
since I was 23.
23.
Since I was 23 years old. That was like, what, like 6 years ago? 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, it comes from within. You don't need a therapist. You don't need any of that stuff. You just need yourself, your mindset, books, and putting yourself around people with the same mentality as well. And that people that are better than you, so you can learn from them. Mentors are huge. And because you know, people are like to say like, you know, therapy is like everyone should be in therapy. I don't really agree with that. I think you can take control of your own, you know, mindset.
Yeah, it's all in the books.
Yeah.
It's on the books is what you see on a daily basis, what information you feed into your brain. You know, because it's all up here. You know, they're up here and physically work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Head to the gym. Head to the gym is therapy itself.
Yeah, 100%. Very therapeutic. Going jogging, running, therapeutic. It's all about controlling your inner thoughts and your inner feelings, having that emotional regularity.
Yeah.
And
it's unfortunate because in urban neighborhoods or like bad neighborhoods we live in, you don't see people as like, you know, as self-driven, motivated like that. They rare, you know, or they typically not there because in different parts, different states, constantly working on themselves, constantly leveling up. So you just gotta do what you gotta do and just level up with them and try to seek those that pretty much want to better themselves. So just how it works. You just gotta do it.
Yeah, because by the time you know it, years go by super fast, and by the time you know it, like 20 years have gone by and you're still in the same position. You got to take action. You got to move, and in the back of your mind, you cannot have that your environment take control of you. You know, you got to control where you put yourself in. You got to control where you position yourself. You know, and how you see opportunity, and you know, that network has to be good as well.
Yeah.
You know, but you attract who you are, so you got to be positive. You got to be energetic. You got to be, you know, aspirational, very optimistic.
Yeah.
You know, about the future, because that's who successful people like to hang around.
Yeah, they like to hang around with complainers who has negative thinking.
Yeah.
You know, people like that, because eventually that's energy draining.
Yeah.
Drag your energy down.
It's kind of sticky too, right? Like negative energy is so sticky. Like
Yeah.
you could just like sense like anything you say to this person, they're gonna spin it in a negative way, and you're just gonna be like, I don't want to talk to this person. You could be talking to like a millionaire or like someone very successful in business, or you know, and they just like you're complaining, you're talking, not listening to them. They're gonna walk away. You just miss.
But like, you know what? It was nice to talk to you. Shake your hand. And walk away.
Absolutely, forget you ever existed. Like, shit. Like, it's crazy out here.
Yeah, man, it's definitely a mindset thing, and I encourage y'all, especially young men out there, to like get into it, man. Like, start now. Don't wait till tomorrow. You know, so grab a book on Amazon. Anything that's do with self-improvement, you just get right into it. It'll be the best decision you ever made in your life.
Yeah. What's 3 top books you recommend?
3 top books is How to Think Positive. That book is very inspirational. It pretty much just teaches you how to shift your mindset to thinking negative to positive, and how to keep that going on different practices, and those with faith as well. You know, believing in Jesus, and you know, having faith in Him. And yeah, it's really huge. Is that one, Rich Dad and Poor Dad, and
other book talks about Christianity.
Yeah, in that book, it talks about faith. Faith is huge in that book too.
Huge.
Yeah, so it's Rich Dad and Poor Dad. And the other book I'm currently reading is I think something Discipline.
Destiny is Discipline?
Destiny is
Discipline is Destiny.
Yeah, Discipline is Destiny.
By Ryan Holiday.
Yeah, that book I'm currently reading. Man, it's huge, man. So
Yeah, that's some great stuff. Yeah, Discipline is Destiny. Definitely a great read. This talks about how important discipline is in your life. Discipline is on a cornerstone of what everyone should have in their life, male or
hmm
female, especially the males. You know, 'cause-
yeah, because end of the day is like you just gotta provide, provide for your family and just be strong. Because let's admit it, for us young men, what I'm saying, no one's gonna hold our hand. What I'm saying, when life gets hard, nobody's gonna be like, yo, come with me, this and that. Nah, it's just you and yourself.
no one's coming to save you.
Yeah, it's you and yourself. So that's really crucial. Those are books I recommend. Look into books to get started. I really recommend it.
Those are some great books, though.
Yeah,
Great books for sure.
definitely is. Because now I get ready for the next day. The day didn't even start yet. I'm already conquered the next day. It's just a mindset thing to get ready to start the day and just beat the day and have that positive affirmation. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that going every single day.
Yeah, because like with your environment, it doesn't just involve like your external environment, like your where you live at, but also inside, like your home, your apartment, the things you have around your apartment, like it has to have like some affirmation toward it too, like it has to activate a part of your brain. It's called the reticular activating system, the RAS. And I don't know if you experience this, like when your friend buys a new car, all of a sudden you start seeing that car everywhere because it activated a part of your brain where it's more common.
Yeah,
So
I've been seeing stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah. So the more you put stuff in your, in your view, you start attracting those things into your life. You start paying more attention to opportunities. Start paying more attention to like more positive things. The more you have it around your apartment, like quotes, different books, just things that will make that habit easier to have a positive environment. Should be around. For sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because what I'm saying, if you look at life through a positive lens, that's what you attract. If you look at life through a negative lens, that's who you're gonna attract. People like that, and it's just the way you view life. You know what I'm saying? You view life always through a positive lens, and then positive things gonna start attracting in life, and that's pretty much how you view the world.
Yeah, and that's
what you create out of it.
So true. That's so true. Because like the worst thing can happen to you. Like let's say for example your car can get stolen, right? You have to find the good in every bad situation. So you could be like, it's actually, I'm happy they stole that car because that shit was a piece of shit anyway. So you get to get a new car, a better car, So it's like
I have like a new Honda 2024.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it might suck at the moment, but you could think like, all right, that car was a piece of shit. It was about to break down anyway. Good riddance.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting a new car anyway. Like stuff like that. Kind of gotta laugh at and just proceed forward. Past the past. Gotta control the future.
Gotta do it, guys. Gotta do it.
Definitely.
Yeah, okay. Even me, my first car, like it was one day in the morning, trying to go to the gym. Doing something positive, productive. Man, my car driver's side window was busted in. Stole 2 Crocs and a vape. I'm like, bro, you serious?
For real?
Yeah.
And they stole your Crocs?
That wasn't my Crocs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like man, I was pissed, but no, eventually I got it fixed and just kept it going. But yeah, it's like things like that. It's like, but that's the bad environment. People like that. It's in those environments, and obviously they got nothing going for themselves. So they don't want to make other people's lives miserable.
Yeah,
it's how it is.
Envious, envious.
Yeah, 'cause I had some hot rims on my shit, so that's why they broke into my window.
They looked pretty good. I ain't gonna cap. Our first car.
Yeah, Mitsubishi 01 GT, red twisted.
Hey, Fast and the Furious 1. You know. Tyrese.
Word.
Yes. Just don't let your environment bring you down. There's always better opportunities out there, better environments to be in. You just gotta put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Definitely.
Yeah, what kind of advice have people for like that have that drive but don't take like no action? Like, what do you think is like a crucial thing or practice to like slowly get into to like get yourself moving and driving into that, going to a different environment? Like, what kind of practices you think?
I would say just keeping the promises you make to yourself. It can be the smallest things, but those small promises you keep to yourself, it adds up. It compounds over time. And because no one wants to listen to a liar. If you continually lie to yourself, your self confidence is gonna be so low.
Yeah.
So you have to get to a point where you're slowly compounding, victories, and you get to that point where you just know like action is. He said, "Yeah, it's just you gotta take control of it for sure. Like the victories have to overwhelm the failures, and a failure is a part of success too. So don't beat yourself down.
Don't be discouraged if you trip and fall over the stairs. You gotta get up, keep brush it off, brush your shoulders off, keep it moving.
Absolutely.
Because that's what makes you great as a person. Is when you fail, trials, tribulations, man. What really matters if you pick yourself back up and still continue to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's that key point right there. Continue to do it. Even though you failed, keep it going.
Absolutely. Action over everything. Action, faith, and being willing to go into the unknown. You'll end up in a good situation.
Yeah, it's huge, man. Huge. Yeah. So I'm grateful every single day.
Definitely.
Grateful every single day that I took myself out of position, out of being comfortable, get uncomfortable, get myself into like good habits. Man, this is
the point. You find yourself in a lot of uncomfortable situations all the time. People gonna say things about you. They're gonna be like talking about you behind your back, rumors and shit. Like who cares? Yeah. Who cares about that shit? Just don't care. Still do what you have to do, and proceed forward. And a year's time, you'll realize why they're where they're at, and why you're where you're at.
Yeah, 100%.
Different levels to the game.
Different levels.
Yeah, different levels to this shit.
Yeah, that's true though, man. It's like
there's always gonna be haters though.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, that just unfortunately. Yeah, there's gonna be haters. People that's gonna talk down on you.
Yeah, that's why you can't listen to people.
That's gotta be mentally strong up here, mentally unbreakable.
It's a fact. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, or we do a FaceTime, but you know what? Join this video call, have a conversation. But most of the time, they don't want to have a conversation.
Just one time, 1, 2, boom, boom, they'll be done. Average American don't know how to fight. So it is what it is. So
you just I call them keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Like this, like 20 words per second.
I don't like the content. Like, get your fat loser ass. Go back to your mom's basement. Go crawl back under there. Like,
because like people that just generally talk down amongst other people, it's because they don't feel good within themselves. Yeah. That's the only reason you put that type of energy out there, because that's the energy you have within. But if you have good energy, positive vibes, you're gonna wish best for the next person. Or the person's better, you're gonna be like, how can I learn from that person? You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna benefit you at the end of the day. And that's the way you gotta move out here.
You gotta go against the grain. Go against the grain. Fucking have thick skin, rhino skin. Keep moving forward. 100%.
Yeah. It's like rare now, It's like, especially nowadays, how they try to mute all the people that's like big on this type of topic or how to improve for us young men. Trying to mute them, trying to silence them is like, it's not fair, because we have freedom of speech and we get to say what we want to say, to help the youth. That's what it's supposed to be about. But eventually they just against that. So it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, that's why we gotta hold ourselves accountable and just go against the grain, my brother said.
True, 100%. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. We rushed the end of this video. I'm saying you're the very few.
Thank you so much.
That you want to improve or at least start.
Yeah.
And for both of us, really highly recommend it.
For sure, because we're still on this journey. We're forever students, so come along the journey with us.
100%. Don't forget to like, comment what topics you have or reactions you want us to react to. We react to it. And subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you on the next one.
All right.
And take care of yourself.
See ya.